This is Skirmish League.
Welcome back to Skirmish League Live and to the start of Season 3. I'm your host, Romulocks, and you're watching Instant Vintage versus Warhawks, concluding our matches in Week 1 of Unified Skirmish League. If you had asked me last week, I would have said Instant Vintage was probably the third best team in the league. But in recent days, big shakeups involving top players have really changed my outlook on the season. And I think Instant Vintage is now positioned even better as a top contender for the USL Championship. They had the lineup, they had the leadership, and they had the experience necessary to be a true competitor in this league. But if they want to get the title, they're going to have to steal it away from Warhawks first. For Warhawks, let's face it, they took one right on the chin this last week as one of their top players, Mecha, departed for warmer waters at Cobra Kai. But all is not lost. Warhawks still boast one of the best and deepest lineups in USL, and something tells me the Gift and company aren't just going to roll over and give up. I look forward to seeing what they can do when their backs are up against a wall. I expect a tight, competitive match tonight. For more game statistics and match information, we ask that you please visit uslzone.com, or to check out past broadcasts, go to youtube.com/Romulocks. To talk about tonight's matchup, I want to welcome in my co-host for tonight's show, and that's going to be Kippa. How you doing, my man?
Very good, thanks. Yourself?
Doing very well, man. I'm doing very well. We've had some pretty good matches today. I've enjoyed watching them so far. Tonight's match is, again, against Instant Vintage against Warhawks. I would say Instant Vintage and Warhawks are pretty evenly matched in my view. But, again, a loss of Mecha recently is going to weigh heavy on Warhawks and might be the difference. What do you see happening tonight?
No, I would agree. I think losing Mecha, that's a big loss for them. I think it's interesting for the IV. They're showing a very strong lineup to this match. I think there's a few questions whether like Tristans and people would show up, so that'll make it interesting again.
Agreed. Let's go over that lineup. We've got Legend, Jay, who is Shasta, Magin, Man United, and Navy. I assume Man U and Navy are going to be your medics. Yep. And Prisoner, Storm, and Tristan. Storm being Ninja. That's a strong lineup, like you were saying. For Warhawks, we've got Apollo, Fairfax, Hustler, Lana Del Rey, Legacy, Tactical, TG, and Warhawk. TG being Gift. So this is a game that matters a lot in terms of who's going to win the championship. Do you see it as the same?
No, definitely. I think this will play a big factor in who will get seed 1 and seed 2.
I completely agree. I think this will be the test for Warhawks to see if they still are a top tier squad after losing Mecha and we just it just feels like things are off right now with Warhawks. So I think this is the trial for them.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so we've got, let's see here, Warhawks is in center mid and just south above Rocks. We've got Instant Vintage moves south initially. They're just holding Rocks, it looks like, with a group on the left. Let's see if
Yeah, that's right. So we got Shasta, Chaos, and Manu just holding the left-hand side of the Rocks. That's who I'm watching right now.
Yeah.
Looks like if they go through mid, they could have some engagement. Oh.
We got some action here on the top of Rocks.
I'd say Warhawks are in a better position right now. Even mid could definitely do some damage to the team itself. Mid, they time it well. Tristans has just caught fishing on them, so they're probably just going to try to back out and get out of mid now.
Legend misses what might have been a pretty good law.
Yeah, that was close.
Got Ninja holding the south choke here against Sum, what his name is, Warhawk. Just kind of a stalemate right now. Nothing going on. We're just waiting to see who breaks it open.
Yeah, the way Chaos leads, he's gonna make the call to try to put pressure on the south team of Warhawks. He's gonna definitely want to take advantage of the numbers.
Mm-hmm. I see these battles being decided by, I mean, maybe some focus fire, maybe bringing down a guy if you're lucky, or a law to bust it open. I mean, it's gonna be. I imagine a leader being pretty upset with a guy that goes down sloppy here.
Yeah, I think the way Warhawks are probably set up, they're going to play quite passive, and I think they're going to wait for IV to do a lot of the aggression.
I would say
That's the way I see
definitely.
it setting up. I think there's going to be a lot of battles like this.
Apollo, they're going to lean a lot on Apollo this game. He's going to have to come through both in. I imagine he's leading right now. Would you say?
Oh yeah, 100%. I was
Yeah.
quite surprised Josh didn't play, so that just kind of confirmed it's definitely Chaos leading.
Mm-hmm. All right,
I'm
pushing
quite
him.
surprised as well Navy's medic. So.
Yeah, I am too. I think that's a really weak lineup for them. I don't think Medic's Navy's a bad player. I just against a team like
Oh,
this.
here comes push.
Yeah, push out of East Mid here. They're gonna get pinched. If they don't watch out.
Trace has got a good angle. He's taking it to Legacy. So I would say Ivy has all the possession here. They just need to get that opening kill.
Tactical looks like he could go down, although he's man, so talented to stay up there. Too many bullets.
Oh, there
That
goes the
crossfire.
first kill. Prisoner breaking it.
Yep. Imagine and Prisoner scoring the early kills to break it open. Looks like Apollo's next. Yep, Hustler now, and then Legacy. Actually, could be the Gift and Warhawk
Yeah,
turning on the
this-
South group here.
Oh, it looks like it's gonna be a 7-1 battle here.
That was pretty. That was a pretty strong showing from Instant Vintage for a first battle. That was pretty strong.
Yeah. Quite impressed there. That was definitely a good flank from Chistens to sort of create that.
Mm-hmm.
Create the angle for the team to get out of mid. And Prisoner, Nomadic, and Chaos kind of took advantage of that.
Just looking at the
It'll
scores.
be
from that-
interesting to see how Warhawks react to this now.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
going to have to open up, play more aggressive.
We got Prisoner, Trizens, and Legend all scoring 2-0 right now.
I think that was a real interesting thing. Like, Warhawks were quite happy to just sit back,
Mm-hmm.
be passive, and wait for IV to be aggressor. But it didn't really work
They're
out
gonna.
for
I
them.
think that they have the right idea. It's just location, location, location. You know, they're gonna have to pick their battlefield, and I don't think right outside of mid was the way to do it.
Yeah, they didn't really set up properly, I don't think. They let the North, they kind of abandoned that. And just allowed Warhawks, sorry, just allowed IV to get the North and get the angles on them.
They're getting flanked here by a pretty weak flank from Madge and Shasta and Navy. They're gonna get turned on.
Oh,
Navy's
good
gonna go
wall.
down here, and that's
Navy
gonna be
should
a
die.
difference maker.
Oh, no way.
No way. Yep, he's down.
Oh,
He's
dead.
down. Shasta's down.
So,
Sum's got both of them.
now, doing a lot of pressure at South Mid, but like, you got Herrick and you got Chaos. They're just gonna try to fall back now and regroup. Warhawks, they really need to be aggressive on the South.
I mean, they needed those kills though. Scores 8-3 right now into the 23rd minute of the game.
Yeah. More positive signs. I like the fact that Warhawk kind of opened up that battle. It's like you say, they need to start winning the battles where like 8-0.
Good nade, good nade.
Here comes the respawn for Ivy. They're gonna flank Warhawk. Yeah, that was kind of silly.
Yeah, some may go down, but it looks
Warhawk
like they
should
may have
kill
the battle.
Team South. Yeah, they don't have any medics in the rocks, so they should all die. Oh, Hustler down.
Trizen's down, Legend down, Prisoner down.
Tactical dead. Yeah, overall that was a good battle for Warhawks, even though they should have won it by more kills. Like, it was good aggression, it was different from the first battle. I like the fact that once they got the advantage, they switched it back to the South Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to be more aggressive.
Turning at the right time is such a pivotal part of winning battles, isn't it?
Oh, 100%.
Let's see here. We got them just holding in South Rocks right now, most of Warhawks, just waiting for the respawn. And we're going to have a battle at South Rocks, it looks like, because Instant Vintage is charging in right now, looking to get set up. Magin leading the way, along with Ninja and Prisoner, Manu. Here we
I think
go.
they'll see Warhawks and they'll probably just fall back out.
They
you
should.
go. Yeah. So knowing Chaos, he'll probably try to change it up now. He'll probably send a lot of people through the left-hand side of mid and try to get the advantage that way.
I like the way that Warhawks are set up for this battle, though. I think they're set up for success if they can just do it. It looks like
I
we're
think
switching
they
now.
are. My only concern is it's pretty predictable.
Yeah, especially
So the
the
team in
inside
mid,
tactical.
Tactical's gonna come under a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Should be able to get out. Okay.
Yeah, the tactical's gonna have his own battle inside.
Apollo's gonna be seen pretty soon. He's gonna get loud in a second.
Shasta and Trizent's tracing tactical out.
Oh, Apollo, what's he doing?
Getting a kill.
Got a kill.
That
At least
was
he got one with him.
interesting.
Down prisoner.
He stayed there
Yeah,
even
I
after.
don't know if I
Oh,
like that.
Fax goes down to a bullet with 131 energy.
Oh dear, no way.
Oh, Hustler down. That's the battle for
Fairfax
them,
right
man.
now. Yeah, this is only gonna end up one way now. But if Warhawks can sort of save any.
Maybe tactical
Oh,
can
Legacy taking down Chaos. That's kinda got rolled there.
outperform. Let's see.
Oh, no way. This is interesting. They might kill Storm now.
Ninja. This is. Oh, he gets gift.
Oh,
He's aiming
so
south.
unlucky. Tactical. He has to get one kill here. He's got him. He's got the medic maybe as well. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, this might be it. Oh.
So again, that battle at Instant Vintage, they win the battle by 4 kills.
They're.
But I think it all came from just that more aggression. They were willing to send more people through mid to sort of make it
That
happen.
Fairfax early death was really pivotal. When you get a second, can you check us in with a score? See who's on the leaderboards right now. We've got everybody's holding South Rocks here for Instant Vintage.
So right now, it's 20-12 to Instant Vintage. Tristan's 5-1, and Storm, my good friend Ninja, he's 5-0. There's the sort of key ones right now. Herrick is also 4-0. They seem to be the ones who are like the big killers, especially for Instant Vintage. For Warhawks, you got TG. He's doing decent. He's 2-2. Warhawks 4-3. Apart from that, Warhawks kind of struggling.
So it seems like Instant Vintage is having some powerhouse players individually in their lineup right now.
Yeah, all the sort of big players, Storm, Tristan's, Herc, the ones you'd expect, they're all performing.
All right, we've got
They've actually got like none of all the kills for Instant Vintage.
kind of switching up here.
They've
We got
14 out of 20 kills.
Warhawks going west out of South Rocks. They're kind of switching places with Instant Vintage, who came out of East Mid. I don't know if they're still angling south. Yep, it looks like we're just going to meet on opposite sides of the map. Whoever gets kills here is going to have respawn flanking off the get-go.
Yeah. Personally, I don't like Warhawks' position right now. Don't like that. I feel like they could get cut off. The people in mid, they might be ineffective.
I don't feel like they have
They get
any
caught up in the
idea
battle,
where the
yeah.
enemy is right now in terms of vision. I think they have one. Yeah, just leaving it. Exactly. That's exactly what I would do. You're just unsure of your
Yeah.
footing, so let's just get out.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna come under a lot of pressure now. They kind of opened this up. Yeah, this isn't gonna end well for Warhawks.
Wow, Lana just left gift. I guess that was the only choice, but that Eastern group just gets wiped.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great position for Warhawks. They had two teams separated, and IV took advantage of that.
Right now, this has been more of a
Tristan's now
rout than I
second
thought
one.
it was going to be. Tactical stuck down in the bottom against Legend, Manu, and Triz, and he's down. And that wraps up the battle, I
Yep.
believe.
Oh, Ninja. Warhawks got a kill up north right enough. They just took down Storm.
Ninja poking his head out.
Yeah, I
again-
agree. Like, I expected the match to be a lot closer. I think right now, if I'm being honest, Instant Vintage just seem to be in better positions. I wouldn't say it's down to more individual play. They just seem to be picking Warhawks off.
Yeah.
the more aggressive.
And that early, like we were saying earlier, that early kill is making all the difference, especially when it's a medic. That's not something you want to see. Which currently scores 26-14 instant vintage over Warhawks right now. We're at the 17-minute mark, about to cross into 16. So about half the game over. It's time for Warhawks to change up their game, pick up the pace. They're going to need to come
looks
back.
Looks like there's going to be another battle here. Like, again, IFE have great position right-hand side of pick. They have all the sort of angles right now. Warhawks are a little bit stumped. They're going to have to own the left-hand side.
Navy goes down, though, for, unfortunate death for them.
This is a big battle.
That's what I'm saying. That prisoner's just taking so many bullets.
Good nades here. If they can spam enough nades, they're going to get kills before they get in the chokes.
Yep. And that law.
Got good nades on Manu.
Some misses a law that may have been a 5-kill law if he had hit it.
Yes, definitely. I feel like they missed an opportunity there, Warhawks. They had to be more aggressive.
That was the opportunity to get back in the game. I completely agree, and they just weren't.
Yeah.
Not aggressive enough when it counted. And that Navy death, I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but that's the kind of thing that Instant Vintage cannot tolerate right now. You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
You don't want to let them back in this game.
And that's a weakness. We've seen it earlier on. When Warhawks got success, they picked off Navy right away. So that's the second time they've taken out Navy.
All right, we got a fight here in South Rocks.
Overcommitting.
Ninja's got good position, but he just doesn't have a medic to help him.
Yeah.
Medic, where you at?
This is not going to end well for Warhawks. Looks like TG's about to die.
Yep. So Ninja
I
has
think
to
it all
sacrifice
comes back
himself.
to like what you said at the beginning. They took the medic, they had the kill, they were all pinched at the bottom. They managed somehow to let them get back in the rocks. If you don't take the advantage when you got the numbers like that, it can be so costly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You let them get positioning again, and then you push in on them, and they just had them in a bottleneck. That's all they did, just closed them down. They're pushing towards their spawn right now. This is they're getting greedy over here, aren't you, Instant Vintage?
No, they got complete possession. They're gonna just keep stacking up the kills.
Shasta pulling 2 right there.
Shasta putting up the numbers. Yep. Just another few kills to pick off from Warhawks.
Warhawks is kind of falling apart here on us.
Yeah, I mean, like, I expected a lot. I think Warhawks really needed to have a good first couple of battles. And I think it threw them off, Instant Vintage completely coming out like the way they did.
See here, what's the rest
So
of our
right
team?
now we got Tristan 7-1, Storm 7-2. You got Prisoner 4-2. You got Chaos 6-2.
Man,
putting up solid numbers.
Tristan's worked his way up to the top in a hurry, didn't he? It's exactly the players you'd think they would be up there too, though.
Yeah, I mean Warhawks are struggling. They don't have anyone with a positive ratio right now. It's just not good enough. Oh, again, they're caught in bad position.
Hustler's
Hustler's
getting
gonna
focused.
die.
Yeah, he's got to go down. Yep.
Yeah, he's gone.
Look at the nice fan there
Just
for
don't seem
Instant
to have an
Vintage.
answer.
Just really well spread out. Got good angles. Getting great focus fire on TG right now and Lana Del Rey. There he goes.
Yeah.
Down. I mean, you get 3 streams and you can't stop it. Ninja couldn't get his heal there. It's all right. You sacrifice 1 to win the battle. Apollo about to go down.
Yeah, this is pretty bad though. Like, there's no way Warhawks should be in this position right now.
No, they shouldn't. Not with the talent they have. This is just giving it to them.
It all comes back when they pushed out the base. They weren't grouped up. You see IFE, they had 4 people on the right, 4 people on the left. It was a structured push. It was like strategic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way Chaos leads. Warhawks were kind of bunched up. They were in the middle. They weren't expecting.
All right, we're sitting here at the
Cut off
12-minute mark. Instant Vintage leads 39-18 over Warhawks. Again, today's broadcast is sponsored by USLZone.com. Check out them for more news and match information, and also match statistics after the game is over. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect this. I'm kind of shocked that they're just letting this get away as much as they are. I mean, we're now at 21 kills. I don't know if they can come back in 12 minutes, even if they wanted to.
No, there's no way they can win this match now, but I think it's about pride. They need to get 1 or 2 battles in their belt, make it a little more respectable.
Havoc is playing a much better medic than Navy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're pulling Havoc off the bench and putting him in for Navy, that's only a good thing in my eyes.
I think the only weakness they were having earlier was
why
Navy.
they didn't start.
I mean, they're rocking right now.
Yeah, I mean, the only weakness I could probably pick out was Navy before. Now with Havoc in, I feel expected to be a landslide.
And Navy has his games. I just
off
don't think he was working well at the beginning of this one, and we thought it might be a problem. He's really inconsistent, but I mean, he does have his games. It's not like he doesn't belong in the squad or anything. But
no, I wouldn't say he's a bad medic. I just think if you look over the context of the full squad, he's definitely, in my opinion, one of the weaker medics.
Yeah.
In comparison to
Havoc playing very well, bobbing and weaving there. We got Magin fighting him on the south. We got Legend coming up with a flank with Shasta and Manu. They've got to win this flank if they want to win the battle here.
Yeah, I mean, Warhawks just in a really bad position again, though. Like 7v7, just not handling these angles.
Yeah, and Instant Vintage just has to wait. Just waiting. Playing the waiting game, that's all they got to do. Yeah. Oof, but
so Storm takes rank 1 now after that battle. I'm surprised. Warhawks just keep pushing out there. So Hustler looks like
time to go north, right? Like,
oh, he's just there's live. Yeah, like there's no reason just to keep pushing out there and feeding them kills. It's crazy.
We got Storm in the lead right now with, what is that, 10-4 it looks like. Ninja coming in first place right now. We got second is Legend with 9-2. I believe Trizence is actually 9-1. So got some pretty daggone.
Maybe I'm being critical. Like Storm, he's capable a lot better. He's gave quite a few dumb deaths away.
Yeah.
He's not normally like that. He's normally very careful. He's played super aggressive this match.
The first half of the game, I think he was kind of caught. He was the one that was down the medic most of the time. So I think that's kind of the situation he's in.
And he is like, he's being at the forefront. He's out there trying to open up the battles, being really aggressive, and I like that.
All right, well, they did go north this time. We got a group going into north mid, another group going down the side. Looks like, who's with Hustler?
This is what Warhawks had to do more. They had to change it up. They had to do this maybe when it was like 10 minutes into it. If things weren't going their way, they had to just regroup and just like go at it again instead of just constantly going south and getting rolled.
When you get a chance, look at Legacy's score, because I think they're going to need some production out of him this season. I'm just now realizing how much production they're going to need, because I think he's probably, I mean, you always going to get those good kills from Gift and from Tactical, but you're going to need a third player like a Mecha, somebody that can come in there and actually do work, and I don't know who that is right now.
Yeah, I mean, I expected better off Legacy. I think the way he used to play, particularly when I used to watch him on Juggernaut, he was always a key player. So far, I've not really seen too much of him.
He's 05 right now?
In fairness, I just don't think... He's not 05, he's 4-6, I believe.
4-6? Okay, so he's hanging in there, but he's definitely not having a great game, just like the rest of them. But he's having... I imagine there are guys on that roster who are having a worse game right now, because this is ugly. 45-21. Instant Vintage in the lead here.
I'm not quite sure who Hustler is. He's the one...
Yeah, I don't know Hustler either, actually.
That seems to be really struggling.
Yeah.
He's Marine and he's 0-6. He's the one that's letting them down. And even when I'm seeing him in battles, he's overextending quite a lot.
He might be Cave Beast,
yeah,
actually.
He seems to be sort of the weak link for them, if I'm being honest.
I think Mecha told me that was Cave Beast at one point. I could be wrong here, but whoever he is, he does need to get his deaths under control. He needs to... you can't have those guys dying that early, especially... Sure. Yeah. They're just holding here, waiting for Instant Vintage to do something. It's like they're not down 23 kills, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, they opened up the battle left mid, so they're doing the right thing. They're being patient in the south, And they were doing what IFE was doing earlier. They're sending more numbers to be aggressive. I'm kind of worried now. I feel like they're going to try to force a kill south.
Well,
And
with
I feel
7
like
minutes
IFE's
left,
going to be set up
you're
and
going to have
ready
to do
for them.
something.
I guess. I just feel they need to be clever on how to do it. I think they should send a group from mid opposed to trying to fight them straight up.
Yeah, just 3 medic
This
and
is a good
2
idea what
Marines.
they're doing.
Yeah, they're all
They're
going
changing
there.
up the vision. Yeah. The problem now is they might get caught at south mid. That might be a stalemate battle. Yeah, it looks like it is.
I like the tricks he played, though. Like you were saying, they just needed to do something clever. I thought that was somewhat clever.
Yeah, I mean, there goes another kill for Legacy. That's what we need to see more of. So they got the advantage now on the left. The only problem is that's their side of that's their respawn. So Legacy's gonna be respawning above plus, and it's not gonna end well for Warhawks probably. Oh, they might not even need the respawn. Like he enforced being aggressive in the left, taking it to Warhawk.
Legacy's got to win this against Priz. Med, you got to help him out.
Tristan's respawning. He looks like he's in a good spot to do some damage.
Legacy trying to turn it around
nice,
for Warhawks.
He stepped it up big time in the last 5 minutes or so.
As soon as we start talking about him, go figure. Havoc trying to escape.
Havoc's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Looks like he's getting away. He's got energy now.
Yeah, he's okay now.
Very cool cucumber under pressure there.
This is interesting. Warhawks overextended. It looks like he might get picked off here.
Yeah. You got Maine turning on that group. They're going to need to push. Oh, they're going to need to get back.
No, this is like a position for IV. It's close to their base. Warhawks seem a little bit frustrated. They seem a little bit out of play.
Instant vintage. They know they're in the driver's seat on this one. Just taking their time.
Yeah.
No need to rush.
Petco and Lana Del Rey, they're dead right now.
Legacy probably going to get rolled here. Yep. You got 2 Marines. Put them on the door. Don't let them get to the door. Exactly. It's over.
Petco and Lana, they're dead. Hopefully they can just take one with them. That's the best outcome right now. They're dead. A good nade.
Currently, the score is 48-25. Instant vintage over Warhawks. Time left is 4 minutes. Your leaderboard right now says Chaos with 10-2 on the game. Storm with 10-4.
Chaos has a history of this. Like, he never starts the games big. He always seems to finish big.
Don't you think he's an exceptional, like, as far as his leadership goes, it's great. But he's an exceptional player even when he leads, which is, I mean, you do that. I think you do a great job of that as well, is just being consistent about how you play in addition to leading. It's a very difficult thing to do both at the same time, and especially both well.
No, definitely. He's methodical in how he leads. He's very precise. You always feel confident in his leadership. And I like the fact he's not scared to take chances, you know? He's happy to be the aggressor and sort of make that opportunity. He's the type of guy who'll make, like, you know, 80% of decisions correct, and there'll be 20% it might not work out so often. You'll always put you in good spots. He leads the game very well.
Warhawks just getting pushed. Just, man, focus fire for instant vintage is just far too good. Too much to handle.
I think this is a concern. Like, Warhawks, you know, we've seen them so many times. They're capable of the squad, they got good chemistry. But I'm not seeing any of this during the match. Against this lineup, they just don't have any answers.
Yeah, this is a very impressive showing for instant vintage. I think they have to be considered. I mean,
good law.
Right there with Cobra Kai for top squad now.
Yeah, I mean, definitely on paper, I'd say IFE maybe has a slight advantage. I'm not sure. Probably leadership. I would say Chaos a little bit better. So I think it's going to be small margins when we play each other. But I think the key players so far, what I've seen, is definitely Storm this match.
Yeah, I would say
I've
Storm
been
has been the
impressed as well
exceptional
by
player as
Trisons.
well. Trizence was having a good game earlier, but I guess he just kind of dropped off there around the middle.
Yeah,
They might
I
want to.
think he's been thereabouts, so
Yeah. Yeah, either him or Legend for. I mean, this has been some pretty masterful leadership from him so far this game. He's put them in the winning situation every time. Like you were saying earlier, if he's 80% normally, this is a 100% day for him.
yeah, I mean, this is just ballsy. Right now, like, even right now, I still think are in a better spot. I feel like Warhawks are trying to force a push. And when you've got that South Riot underneath pick, there's only one team ever going to win it. Even 4 against 5 right now, I've got more confidence in IFE coming out on top. Oh, it's 4 against 4 now. Oh, Prisoner. Didn't expect that. Tactical taking him down.
Just a firefight here. It's not going to settle anything. There's 53 seconds left. This is just for. This is just to make you feel good. Oh, Fairfax
great
catches
nade.
a
Fairfax
nade.
catching that.
Chaos.
That's
Yeah.
also down.
Apollo in a 1v1
Oh.
here. He goes down to Ninja. Ninja just too strong. Too
Storm
strong.
against Legacy. Oh,
Come on. Gift's got to
He's
get some
staying alive,
bullets.
though.
He's still reloading. Yep.
he's not falling. Storm's got this. I can see
Man.
him getting a kill.
This is pretty incredible from Ninja.
Legacy's one hit, you can tell.
Yeah.
Oh, unlucky.
What an incredible show from
That was a
Ninja.
good
Good fight, guys. A good fight to all.
Interesting.
Havoc came in this
It's been
game
an
and
interesting
really
match.
changed
It'll
the
be
game, the strength for Instant Vintage. I feel like they just surged.
I think it gives a lot more confidence to other squads. People like Angry Frogs, Tank, when they come up against teams like Warhawks. I think it'll be interesting now.
That's the game.
There's a lot of pressure on Warhawks going into the next match.
That is the game, and Instant Vintage does indeed defeat Warhawks 59-32. Our MVP for that game is Chaos, and I think he definitely deserved it.
Yeah, for sure. I would say so. I just feel like he was completely in control throughout the match. Right from the very first battle, we've seen Warhawks set up. They were happy to be passive, just hold the right side of the rocks. And you could see the intent from IFE. They wanted to be the aggressors. They wanted to sort of make something happen.
They were definitely hungry.
And that play through mid. Yeah. I mean, that play through mid and all the other plays, what they did around pick area, they were just always in better position.
Alright, so our first captain we're going to talk to today is going to be the Gift from Warhawks. Gift, sorry about your game tonight. It was a tough loss. We were expecting a really tight game when we came into this. I'm just kind of wondering what fell apart for you guys.
To start off, they had a very good lineup.
Yes,
Like every Marine was pretty solid. That's a very solid lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I thought if we could focus the medics out a little better than what we did, it might have gone better. But to be honest, we just got outplayed. We were outpositioned over almost every single battle.
Yeah.
Our focus fire was a little off tonight too.
So what would you identify as your biggest weakness? I mean, do you think there's one overwhelming thing, or do you think it was just a combination of a bunch of things?
Communication was probably the biggest issue we had. There's a lot of times where, and Apollo would say the same thing. We have one or two leaders that talk, and everyone else kind of goes quiet. So we really need to work on that. Especially when we get behind. Prisoner was pretty spot on. If we get behind, we get into some trouble. So we need to, if we do get behind, we need to keep it closer than what it got to in this match.
Yeah, you guys, that's what we were saying earlier, is that you guys were losing early, like Well, your positioning for one thing is one thing I want to talk about, but also you'd have an early death, and that early death would just seal the deal. It was over, especially when it was a medic. Did you guys think you had good positioning? Did you think that do you wish in retrospect that you had chosen some better spots? What do you think about that?
Right. I do wish we would have moved around a little more. We already talked about that a little bit, but they didn't move around much either. We were both kind of just stuck in the same spot almost, which clearly worked out for them. So.
Just completely agree. It was interesting you said you pick out the medics. Because I think at the beginning, you picked out Navy once or twice. We seen there was an opportunity when you picked him off the second time. The first time you killed him, you won the battle. But you only won the battle by like 3-4 kills. The second time you killed him, it was the right hand side of pick. You did like everything right. But you let them fall in the rocks. And I think as soon as they got in the rocks, I think that's when they got the chance to regroup. I just think it was like a really tough match. There were a few times you were out positioned, but like they had an excellent lineup, and that was pretty much their best lineup, in my opinion.
We had one bad push in rocks too. We shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
We had numbers, but you can't just blindly push like that.
Yeah, I think that's when Storm hold the mid choke, and he got a few kills out of it. That's what I was surprised by. I always expect Warhawks to be quite passive, quite sensible, holding vision. And I don't know, you seem to let them gain a lot of the angles and position a bit too easy.
Yeah, we didn't play our best, that's for sure. And like I said, we got out-led and we got out-angled a lot.
There's a lot of times you continued to go south, and it just seemed like you were constantly going south and running into bad angles.
Yeah, they like I said, they were pretty much south the entire battle too, the entire match. So yeah, we definitely could have ran around some more. Warhawks has never been a squad that's been built around just straight face smash and we will own you. We've always relied more on chemistry and teamwork, so when that's off, it really shows.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think I've really noticed that in the preseason in your SBs. Like, out of all the squads I've played against, Warhawks have been the best squad by far. And that's always stood out. That's why I was disappointed from the match, to be honest. But I completely get you didn't have your strongest lineup in, and they just happened to have like their best lineup probably in.
I don't mean to touch on a sensitive subject.
That's kind of a poor excuse, but
yeah, I don't mean to touch a sensitive subject here, but how much do you think Mecha's absence in your lineup made a difference today?
I don't want to feed Jordan's ego immensely, but Jordan's a very good player. He's very vocal on vent. It did hurt, but he did what he had decided to do, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. It doesn't affect me personally. It affects some other people on a personal level, but that's none of my business really. Like I said, they had a very strong lineup. It would have been much closer, I feel, but we're just going to have to get through it.
Yeah. As far as we were talking about the importance of this game going in, about instant vintage, this was a fight today for the champion trophy, most likely. How do you think this loss rather affects the season going forward?
For us, it doesn't really affect us too much because it is what it is. We didn't play well, we didn't deserve to win, and we didn't win. So we'll just try to get more. We'll just practice our focus fire and our vocals during matches, SBs, and go from there. Really
improve. All right.
Like, we're all decent players. We know we can win games. We're not going to panic after one loss. That's fine.
Well, I think that's all I got for you, man. Thanks for coming on short notice, and I appreciate you joining us here on Skirmish Live.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, our next captain's interview is going to be with Prisoner. You guys have to be on cloud nine right now. That was that you played. I mean, Kippa and I were both thoroughly impressed. That was a hell of a game for your team.
Thanks, Rom. Definitely happy with that outcome. Nobody took Warhawks lightly, and it showed in the final result, I think.
What would you say your plan was coming into Warhawks? There's been some adjustments in their roster. How did you approach them? What was the plan to beat them today?
I mean, we really just wanted to take that first battle. We knew that if we could win a battle like 8-1, 8-0, that we can kind of put it to them for the rest of the game. EC is a kind of map where the score snowballs a little bit. You win the first battle, then you can kind of keep vision and get angles for the rest of the game. And I think that we executed that pretty well. I believe the first battle was 8-1, and they never recovered from that. Chaos did an amazing job leading, obviously. Best leader in the game.
That would be my next question. He was your MVP today. What did he bring to your lineup?
I mean, Chaos is money, dude. Like, everybody knows what a good player and leader he is. He's just, like, super calm in the battle. we have some other vocal guys that kind of chip in, take the pressure off him a little bit, but when he gets rolling, it's really tough to beat. And he has that killer instinct as a leader, like you saw today. A lot of times we spent a lot of time on their side of the map, like fighting battles, in the southeast corner, and they just couldn't do anything about it, even with the faster respawn. So yeah, he's just one of the best in the game for sure.
Well, I wouldn't say they couldn't do anything about it. I want to point your attention to one thing, and that was something I mentioned preseason, is that I thought that medics for you was a concern because I didn't know who your lineup was going to be. We were talking about Navy tonight. That guy did not have a good game. That was one of his worst games I've seen in a long time. I noticed you subbed him for Havoc about halfway. I don't want to rag on the guy and make him, I don't want to focus on him as a bad player or anything, but we expected more from him, and what was the reasoning for the change?
Yeah, I mean, Navy is going to be the first person to tell you that he had a bad game. He's a really smart guy. He's been playing for a while, and he knows that he fucked up. I mean, we know that he fucked up. He took like 3 or 4 bad deaths at the start there. Luckily, the squad was good enough to fall. There was a couple battles where Warhawks really should have capitalized, and we had the med opening death, and we still had 6 guys alive, and then we just turned on them after. So everybody else did a great job, even in light of that situation. Honestly, I think that we could have probably practiced a little bit more before the game. Navy's not the most active guy. I usually find that he takes like 1 or 2 SBs to warm up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super confident in him moving forward. And we're just lucky to have Havoc too, who is a really good med in his own right. Just made the sub.
He stepped in so well. So well. I mean, it was like he hadn't missed a beat. He just walked in and was dodging left and right and stuck with your guys. What's it like having a guy like that on the bench that you can just bring in utility for Marine or medic?
Yeah, Havoc is money, man. Like, he's probably our best late season pickup. Like, when he first asked to join the squad, I wasn't sure how active he'd be. He didn't really play last season, but he's been around like almost every single night. being with us, like you said, he can play Marine, but I think he's a better med. Top 10 med in the league for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Plus, he's been around since like USL 1 almost. I mean, the guy's been around forever, and he's been playing on the top squads. He's won championships. So obviously it helps to have a guy like that on the bench ready to sub in, that's for sure.
It was a really good match. It was kind of like you say, the first battle was so important, and it was so clever, I think. The way Warhawks had set up, they were just trying to play quite passive. They were just trying to hold you off and let you try to make the move. I think sending that flank through mid and having Triss go north, that was really clever, and that was so key to winning that battle. And since then, it's like you say, it just completely controlled the southeast. There's a few times I felt Warhawks could have capitalized and turned a few more battles around, but I don't think they'd have played an outcome at the match. But yeah, I was really impressed with how Cass led. I really expected him to lead like that. And yeah, he scored really well. So I think he's going to be the big player, definitely, if IFE are going to win this season.
Prisoner, when we watch the playback, you need to pay attention to this one moment where you lost one of your medics and were trying to, I think it was Navy, and you were trying to retreat out of that choke on the south. And I'm not sure what player it is or Warhawks, but they missed a law. They hit on the side of the building, and I said to Kippa at the time, I think he was watching the same play, if that law had hit, he would have had a 5-kill law.
That was the only point in the full match. I feel like if Warhawks had took all those kills, they could have made it interesting.
Maybe
what
turned it
happened
around.
was, I think Warhawks got frustrated. They tried to push into the rocks a bit too early and force the battle. And yeah, it just didn't work out well for...
No, I know exactly what battle you guys are talking about, and we should have died there, to be honest with you. Like, we were falling under Octagon, that bottom choke in the rocks, and I mean, we just have such good Marines in game. Like, you look at it top to bottom, Chaos, Herc, Ninja, Trizance, those guys are arguably the best Marine in the league right now. So they're not going to give up free kills, and I mean, that fall through rocks, like, they really, really needed to get those kills.
Yeah.
I think that what happened is we ended up winning the next battle, after we got respawn, we won like 8-1 again.
It was still in the running. They still had a chance at that point, and that law was just like, it just felt like the whole game, one step too slow.
Yeah, I mean, Manu did a great job grouping those heals. I remember that we all had like 10 HP, and we just kept getting heal after heal. Some great nades like over the rock to slow their push, and I mean, just a great fall. Like that's what, you know, really good players like those 4 Marines and obviously Manu that just mentioned, that's what they do. Like instinct kicks in, and if you can't capitalize, you're not going to get too many chances like that. So I guess they missed one there.
Yeah. Well, that's all I've got for you. Kippa, anything else? Or are you good?
Well done.
Well done. Well done. Congratulations on the win. And thank you, Prisoner, for joining us again today on Skirmish League Live.
All right, thanks, guys. Chaos told me to talk trash, but I'm not going to.
Chaos is a bitch and he's going to get fucked up when he plays CK.
All right, that's going to do it for our show today. Again, the final score of today's game was 59-32, Instant Vintage over Warhawks. Your MVP again for today's game was Chaos, aka Legend. Stay tuned for more broadcasts from Skirmish League Live, and again, for more match and league information, please visit uslzone.com. Until next time, I'm Romulocks, and I want to send a special thank you to Kippa for joining me on such short notice. Thanks, Kippa.
No problem at all, man.
So that's it, and this is Skirmish League Live. It's Skirmish League Live. It's Skirmish League Live. It's Skirmish League Live.